Hi, I am Professor Riaz Ahmed. Again, welcome to my online lectures. Is for in previous lecture, but I analyzed some of the important lines of Charles Dickens' Hard Times, and now it's time to go ahead with some another important textual lines. So now, my dear viewers, is for this what the chapter number 2. The title, the name is Murdering the Innocents, and is for in this very chapter, chapter number 2, page number 2, the very first lines. This what the textual lines are. Thomas Gradgrind, sir, a man of realities, a man of fact and calculations, a man who proceeds upon the principle that 2 and 2 are 4, and nothing over, and who is not to be talked into allowing for anything over. So, dear viewers, is for this the chapter number 2, the opening paragraph. It's about Thomas Gradgrind. Is for the introduction to this very character. As I told you that this very character, Thomas Gradgrind, is the central character, the unifying character, and is for the champion of facts worshipper, and what he has the school where he taught it's what the boys and girls all about facts and figures, all about the philosophy of utilitarian. So in this opening this what lines is for what's about Thomas Gradgrind, a man of realities, a man of fact and calculation, a man who proceeds upon the principle that 2 and 2 are 4. So again, what Charles Dickens was repeating, overuse of the key word facts. It's in previous lecture, this what in the chapter number 1 and the opening paragraph was, and what he repeated the keyword facts 5 times. Again, this what chapter number 2 and the opening paragraph is. Again, what's about Thomas Gradgrind. Again, this what the keyword is fact. The keyword is fact, and again this what the calculations, and what again 2 and 2 are 4, and what she always talk about facts, statistics, what all about calculations, what all about this what all these arithmetics. So what it shows that what is the person of statistics, of facts, and what he believes in, the principle of utilitarian, what he believes in all the facts. He has no such this what in his mind, what it is fancy or imagination and all this. So this what just a brief introduction to this very character, the central character, Thomas Gradgrind, what he believes, and what this what the person is. So again, this what I go ahead with some another important line is for in chapter number 2, page number 2. Girl number 20, said Mr. Gradgrind, squarely pointing with his square forefinger. I don't know that girl. Who is that girl? So this what it is, what the scene is, the classroom of Gradgrind school, and there is a girl, and what she this very girl is called. Girl number 20. Again, what did he say? 20. This is what the number. Girl number 20. Again, what it shows, what it refers to. All this what facts, all about this what figures, are all about numbers. Girl number 20. No name. Girl number 20. And again, this what Mr. Gradgrind squarely pointing with his square forefinger. Squarely pointing with his square forefinger. This what is for the character of Thomas Gradgrind is again and again for Charles Dickens what using this word squarely pointing, square forefinger. Again, this what it reveals us is for what the technique of Charles Dickens, square, what using this what the very word, and what it shows, square. So what it shows that what this person believes, what sort of person this what Thomas Gradgrind is, square, that what he believes in, facts, statistics, number and calculation. So this what basically this girl is C.C. Jupe. C.C. Jupe. This what again what this what the main character of this very novel, and what our name is C.C. Jupe. C.C. Jupe saw explained number 20, blushing, standing up, and courtesing. So what her name is C.C. Jupe, and is for what her roll number, is for what she is called with goal number 20. This what now again what I go ahead with, and some important is for the lines are this what chapter number 2, page number 3. This what the textual lines are. Is for but whereas the girl was so dark-eyed and dark-haired that she seemed to receive a deeper and more lustrous color from the sun when it shone upon her. The boy was so light-eyed and light-haired that the self-same rays appeared to draw out of him that little color he ever possessed. His cold eyes would hardly have been eyes, but for the short ends of lashes, which, by bringing them into immediate contrast with something paler than themselves, his short cropped hair might have been a mere continuation of the sandy freckles on his forehead and face. This what the important again. This what just listen carefully. Important line. His skin was so unwholesomely deficient in nature and tinge that he looked as though if he were cut, he would bleed white. Basically, in this what in these textual lines, there is a contrast between two characters: the character of C.C. Jupe and the character of Bitzer. These two is what characters are. One is girl, one is boy. Both this what are there. This what the students of Great Grind School, and is for this what a very this what the contrast between the characters of both these two, of C.C. Jupe and of Bitzer. And what this the contrast is? The contrast is for Charles Dickens what draws a line between these two characters. Is for Bitzer is for the artless product of Great Grind School. What is the end product of this very school is? This is what the outcome of this very school is. All those what the students what they graduated from this very school, and what they are taught, what they are forcing to learn facts and figures, and what all the statistics, and what the end product is, that they come out with all the mind what they do believe in all facts and calculations and arithmetic. There is no room, no space for all those what there is something fancy or imagination, or to sympathize, or this what a love for some other people. So this what the end product of this very school is. And Bitzer, this what the character is, one of them is the product of Great Grind School, the artless product of this very school, and this what an unpleasant character, and what a sign of coldness, and he is never called by his first name. So this what the line is. He is so colorless that he looked as though if he were cut, he would bleed white. Looked as though if he were cut, he would bleed white. For Dickens, blood is an image of life and warmth, and in chapter 2, this what he brilliantly symbolizes, what the difference between C.C. and Bitzer, by describing how the rays of sunlight fall on them as they sit in the classroom. But whereas the girl was so dark-eyed and dark-haired that she seemed to receive a deeper and more lustrous color from the sun when it shone upon her, the boy was so light-eyed and light-haired that the self-same rays appeared to draw out of him what little color he ever possessed. These two characters, yes, character of Bitzer and character of C.C. Jupe, and what when the rays of sunlight falls on them, as they sit in the same classroom, what it shows, what it conveys. As for the character of Bitzer is that how Bitzer seems, how Bitzer looks, is for what he lack of blood, a sign of his heartlessness, and what is an unpleasant character. And as for the character of G.C. Jupe, that when the rays of sunlight falls on her, how she looks, as for what blushing, warm-hearted. And this is what the heart for Charles Dickens is, the center of all feeling. This is what the world is divided into, those who have hearts and those who don't. So C.C. Jupe, this is what she is. This is what she has, the heart, the warm heart, the feeling, the emotion. On the contrast, the character of Bitzer, what he is, this is what a lack of blood, and what it shows, what it is a sign of, is heartlessness. So this is what the contrast is between these two characters, and what Charles Dickens draws the line, what he shows us, to the readers, that is for these two characters are. What the end product of this very school is, Bitzer is one of them, an unpleasant character, and what he is artless, and what he is just devoid of all feelings and emotion. So now what I come again, this what to some another important textual lines. Again, this is the chapter number 2, page number 5. This is what the textual lines are. This is what they would be the pictures of what was very pretty and pleasant, and I would fancy. Hey, but you must not fancy, cried the gentleman, quite elated by coming so happily to his point. That is it, you are never to fancy. You are not, Cecilia Jupe, Thomas Grengren solemnly repeated, to do anything of that kind. Fact, said the gentleman, and fact, repeated Thomas Gradgrind. Again, this what it may be, what looking something awkward when I use this word over and over and repeatedly. This what using this word fact. But what it is, excuse me, my dear viewers, is for this what all this what the textual line is what replete with this very word. Again and again, what Charles Dickens using this word fact. Again, this what is what the scene of classroom, and Thomas Gradgrind is there, the students are there, and what the teacher is there, and this what the character, the girl, the young girl, C.C. Jupe, what she this what says the word fancy, and what this is what is for what the warning is. The warning on the behalf of this word of the teacher and of Thomas Gradgrind. Hey, but you must not fancy, cried the gentleman. And this what you are not allowed to say this word. No room, no space for this very word in this classroom. No value, no importance of this word, fancy. And what again, this what Thomas Gradgrind again what repeating this that fact, and nothing else. So this is what you can imagine, my dear viewers, that what is for what has been taught to all those boys, to all those students in Thomas Gradgrind school, all about facts, all about statistics. And if someone just says the word fancy or imagination, what strictly prohibited, what he or she is not allowed to say this very word fancy. So what it's all about. So again, what I go further, this what with this very philosophy, utilitarian philosophy, with all those keywords, facts, calculation. This what the textual lines are, page number 5, chapter number 2. You are to be in all things regulated and governed, said the gentleman, by fact. We hope to have before long a board of fact, composed of commissioners of fact, who will force the people to be a people of fact and of nothing but fact, you must discard the word fancy altogether. You have nothing to do with it. You are not to have in any object of use or ornament. What would be a contradiction in fact? So again, this was something what Charles Dickens again and again repeating this word, fact. So it's what's all clear that is for the period of 19th century England, and what has been taught in these schools, all about this what the owner, all about the teacher, and what all those students, what all those young boys and girls, what they are forced to taught, what they are forced to teach, what they are forced to learn, all about facts. That what's the value of facts in life? What is the meaning of facts in life? What's all about it is? Altogether, there is no no value or no importance of this very word fancy. Just keep quiet about this word. Discard this word fancy altogether. This word has nothing to do with your life. So just don't say this word, and don't is for give place to this word in your mind. So it means altogether just no value of this word, no value of this of fancy of imagination. So this what all it is clear that it's all about facts, about statistics, and there is no such room or space for fancy or imagination. And this what you can imagine that then what should be the end product of all these teachings, of all these schools when they come in practical life. So all what would be the situation, all those young people when they will come in the practical life, believing in all statistics, in all facts, in all reasoning, and they have no such fancy, no imagination. This is all what improper balance of the life. And what will they go with? No love and no sympathize with people. So again, what I come to chapter number 3, a loophole, page number 7. So again, this what continuing with Glengroyne school, with his teachings, with all his facts and figures and statistics, with all those students. So what we just come to chapter number 3, and again page number 10, and this is what the textual lines are. You, Thomas, and you, to whom the circle of the science is open. Thomas and you, who may be said to be replete with facts. Thomas and you, who have been trained to mathematical exactness. Thomas and you here, cried Mr. Glengroyne, in this degraded position. I am amazed. Again, this what is for now the introduction of his own children, Thomas and Louisa. And what Thomas Glengroyne again and again, and what repeating and what enforcing is to children, that what the life is about facts, and what you need to learn, what you are, what you have been trained to, mathematical exactness. So this what be cautious, and this what it is something a warning by Thomas Glengroyne to his children, that what you are required, and what the meaning of in your life is of facts, of mathematical exactness, and nothing else. So as for what Thomas Glengroyne is doing, this what is for the bringing up of his children, exactly in the line of the philosophy of utilitarian, in the line of this what all facts and figures and statistics. No, this what the teaching of what is fancy, what is imagination, what is love, what is sympathizing to others. So this what the readers can imagine, that what should be the end product when these people will come in the practical life, what would become of the society. what would be the situation, what would be the condition of the whole society. So this is what it is. Now I come to chapter number 4, and is for again this what in chapter number 4, this what the name is, Mr. Bounderby. Mr. Bounderby, another central character, and this what the introduction of this very character: a banker, an exploiter, a lawyer, a hypocrite, and a factory owner. And as for what his role is, exploiting the weak and suppressing the weak, and all about what this what the friend of Mr. Thomas Gradgrind, again what believing facts, statistics, and nothing else. What he is doing with the workers, what his policies, what his rules are, and all about this what suppressing, exploiting the weak people, the workers. So this what is for the textual lines are, for this what the introduction of this very person is. Why Mr. Bounderby was a near being Mr. Gradgrind's bosom friend, is a man perfectly devoid of sentiment, can approach that spiritual relationship towards another man perfectly devoid of sentiment. So near was Mr. Bounderby, or if the reader should prefer it, so far off. He was a rich man, banker, merchant, manufacturer, and what's not. A big loud man with a stare and a metallic laugh, a man made out of a coarse material, which seemed to have been stretched to make so much of him. So again, this was this a bad character, Mr. Bounderby. If a factory owner, and a banker, a rich person, a merchant, the exploiter of the weak, of the poor, and what he just believes all in statistics, all in figures, all in this what calculation and arithmetic, no concern for the poor, no concern for the sentiments, no concern for the feelings of others. So this what all shows the this what the condition of 19th century England. And as for what the industrial condition was, as for what the condition of the employer was, as for what their attitude, as for what their mind setup was, and in the present, as for what we do see in the capitalists, this what conditions, what we see in the capitalist is for what the capitalists are doing. All those factory owners, all those mill owners, what they are rich people, what they are merchants, what they are exploiting the poor, the workers, all those policies, all those what they are doing. So in current situation, current scenario, what we do see, all this what we have examples, it may be in our country, it may be in all over world, that all those merchants, all those industrialists, what they are doing with the poor, with the weak, with the workers, all exploiting. So now this what is for, this what the introduction of this very person. Now I come again and this what go ahead with some another textual lines, important textual lines. This what chapter number 4, the same chapter, and page number 15. This what the textual lines are. Again, Gradgrind what repeating and what just talking about facts. This what the textual lines are. In idle imagination, Gradgrind repeated Bounderby, a very bad thing for anybody, but a cursed bad thing for a girl like Louisa. I should ask Mr. Gradgrind's pardon for strong expressions, but that she knows very well I am not a refined character. Again, this is what the textual lines are. Whether Louisa or Thomas can have been reading anything, whether in spite of all precautions any idle storybook can have got into the house, because in minds that have been practically found by rule and line from the cradle upwards, this is so curious, so incomprehensible. This what again, these were these two friends, Gradgrind and Bounderby. What Bounderby says about the children of Thomas Gradgrind, that what these two children must be brought up in the line of all the philosophy of utilitarian. All they must be brought up in the line of all Grant teachings and nothing else. And what Grant says that what this is that all those storybooks, it may be short stories, it may be novels, but they are not allowed in this very house. It means prohibited in my house. Why these books are prohibited? Why they are not allowed? Why they should not be read? What all these books teach us love, emotion, feeling. This is what emotion, feeling for others, love for others, concern for others. And what Thomas Grant, what he is doing, that what I strictly prohibited all these books, all these texts, because what are these texts, what they teach us, what they will teach to my children about emotion, about feeling, about love, about the concern for others, and this is what I don't. This is what like. I don't. This is what no space for. So this is what he says to his children, that is there any story book in the house? Because what it is, all my precaution, all my warnings. So if there is any story book, what it is incomprehensible. So this what it is. They are not allowed. The children of Thomas Grant are not allowed to read storybooks. So now I have come to chapter number 5, the keynote. Again, what Thomas Grant going with facts and figures, is friend, bounded by the merchant, the industrialist, what also he believes in all these things. But now it comes to something important. This what the town of Coketown. The town of Coketown, chapter number 5, page number 18. So this was the description of this very town, Coketown. This was the textual lines. It was a town of machinery and tall chimneys, out of which interminable serpents of smoke trailed themselves for ever and ever, and never got uncoiled. This was important character of Coketown, and Charles Dickens, this was artistic description of this very city, of this very town, industrial town. This was a town of machines, a town of factories, and what about all those what the grim condition of this very town, of this very city, and as for all those this what inanimate, this what inanimate, this what the town is. But what Charles Dickens artistically brought the life to this very city, to this very town, and what it looks something to us, that giving life to this very inanimate object, and what it looks, what having life, the machines in the factories themselves, and the Coketown are brought to life. And how he describes all this what the horror of life, this what horror of the life of this very town, this what the soulless manufacturing situation or the environment, all this the dreary condition of this very town, and all those about the workers, what they toiling all day long, what they just go early in the morning and they would come in the night. And what it shows is, for the old condition, the environment of the town is dreary, ugly, something horrifying. And this what this town looks like is for Charles Dickens superbly depicting this very town, that it looks like that this very town have the life, what all the inhabitants of this very town is, tell us the grim working condition of the hands. So now this what the textual lines. Again, what I come to these textual lines is for serpents of smoke. Serpents. What serpent is? Snake. And what it symbolizes? Symbolizes what? Evil. Evil. So what he says, out of which interminable serpents of smoke. Okay, as far this what the important textual line is, and what he tells us of the interminable serpent of smoke. So this what the serpent is, what snake symbolizes. What this symbolizes, the word serpent, and what it brings to our mind, an evil and an unpleasant animal. And the smoke, again, what more than just smoke, and what it symbolizes, what it becomes a symbol of all that is bad in industrial situation. So this was all the end of this lecture. Thank you.